Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Icelian bringing you into game number 2 of Complexity's MVP Noblesse. Spawning here in the bottom center corner, this is going to be the MLG version of Shattered Temple. Here in the center left-hand side is going to be Evil Genius's HuK. Now again, this was from the MLG Major League Gaming circuit at Raleigh, North Carolina. If this one looks a little bit different, it's because I actually had to re-record this game. I altered a few settings. I'm not sure why, but my computer, my recording, did not pick up any video the first time through. So I had a black screen and a whole bunch of me talking, and I know that you didn't come here just for me talking. Or if you did, thank you. But you probably should be here for the StarCraft first and foremost. Now we saw in the first game, HuK had a very powerful defense at his expansion that let him get an economic advantage over his opponent, led to a very powerful push attack and defeat, and that's all she wrote, that's all she needed. In this game, with close air positions, we could see some Banshee harass. I would not be at all surprised. I also wouldn't be surprised to see Noblesse do some kind of an early infantry push. We see HuK here again complaining about lag. Well, maybe not complaining, but asking about, and Complexity, I guess now he would be complaining about it. Complexity now, I'm sorry, not Complexity, that's the team. Noblesse is saying, nope, still fine, don't want to pause. And HuK, in the first game, he said, do you want to pause? Not really, said Noblesse. So we'll see how this goes down, if that lag is going to affect HuK at all. Thankfully, a lot of people like StarCraft's competitive play because it's just the gamers and it's just their skill. You don't have refs, you don't have, a bad foul call altered the game in such a way, or oh, that was very good, catching right out of the gas. The little details that these professionals do. But as I was saying, a lot of people like StarCraft in that there's very little human error aside from just the player's skill, and that in the end is what you want it to be. I mean, when it's a competition between two people, then you want it to be truly the competition between two people in the game that they're playing and in the sport that they're playing. Unfortunately, in StarCraft 2, though there aren't any refs that could waver one way or another, there is lag that can happen, and computational machine, software, hardware, all sorts of errors that could happen. 10 times out of 9 runs smooth as silk. Every now and then you get that one game. I remember, I believe it was Naniwa was playing against HuK, perhaps in this very same tournament. And he was very sad / angry / irritated, angered, annoyed that he ended up losing to HuK, and he blamed the lag. He said it was just so bad I couldn't micro. And at the end he said, sorry I couldn't play you at my best. Sorry I couldn't play you at my full strength. Could have also been a little bit of jab to sorry that I couldn't actually, play because the stupid machine, blah blah blah, blankety blankety, curse. But it ends up how it ends up, and we continue onward nonetheless. These players do as well. Noblesse going for 3 racks with an expand and not even bothering to build up into the natural as some might do and then float it down. He really is gutsy enough. He wants to get that economic advantage, just like HuK got in the first game. The bunker setting up for some very defensive play just to make absolutely sure. HuK, of course, playing very smart. He is such amazing pro micro, such a good micro in general. He actually said, he bragged once he was top 3 in the world. He calls it top 3 control. And some people gave us some flack for that. They said, you're not really top 3. And he practiced. And I don't know if he's top 3. I do know that he's very good. You have to be extraordinary when you reach this level of play. Watching the minimap at all times, being able to control your units exceptionally fast. So both these players gearing up for what looks to be an economic game. HuK getting down that essential proxy forward pylon. The Nexus and the Command Center really, well, no, I'm sorry, this Command Center has been up for bid, it's already morphed to an orbital. But both expansions are getting ready to go really into full swing. Scan even going to reveal the probe transfer so Noblesse will know exactly where his opponent is. So crucial in games like these. Just now Refinery's going down. I hadn't noticed that Noblesse, he didn't get any mineral or gas to start. Even now he's yet to fully transfer SCVs over. I'm sure he will soon enough when he says, wait, why don't I have the gas that I should have? He's getting ready for an exceptionally heavy marine push, which can be very deadly early on. However, with power of the right placement of force fields and some good zealots, and even stalkers being very, very resilient, HuK can hold this. He's really just trying to weaken his opponent as much as possible before this all begins. Another Stalker Zealot warping in, and the force fields are going to be absolutely crucial. Guardian Shield going up from one of those sentries. No force fields actually going down until the sentry's taken out. And no force fields will be able to go down. This one is just too low on energy. So the Zealots are getting some decent DPS in here. But HuK is a little bit on a back foot. We'll have to see if Noblesse can keep the pressure going, but with these 4 Stalkers in, I'm not sure. Stalkers do have a very large amount of health with 160 and the 1 armor once you get halfway down. However, that is a lot of Marines. Down to 9 though, he's chipping away, and this is so crucial. Chipping away at the Marines one at a time, just picking them off, microing back the weakened Stalker. Stalkers do have a range of 6 Marines, only 5, so they do have that extra little advantage, and if you micro just right, you can see HuK is going to come out well ahead now. Marines, this number of Marines don't stand a chance at all to HuK's Stalker count. HuK is actually warping in. He's getting ready to put on some real heavy pressure. He's up to 3 gates with the robotics down and another gateway on the way. But with these 3 bunkers and 1 now with a Marauder coming out, concussive shells being, STEM being researched. Here's the concussive shells. 2 tech labs, double pump those Marauders and get the upgrades all the faster. Maybe get a probe, 2 probe kills out of this attack. Nothing extreme going down though. Catch my breath here while the 2 players ready themselves. Prepare to go into this. Now these Marauders are going to be the absolute essential of the group, since they're doing the bonus damage, so much bonus damage, versus the Stalkers. The Stalkers are the main of this army. These 3 sentries do have a fair bit of energy, and you'll see force fields go down, especially on the bunkers, to prevent any sort of repairs coming in. Oh, and HuK almost getting lucky, I would say, catching in the Noblesse's army off to the side. Force field going to be preventing some of them scurrying back here. SCVs being pulled off the line. The Stalkers being able to readily go into full attack and really chop this defense to pieces. I'm not sure HuK lost any ranged units in that. He sent the Zealots in as he expected to go ahead and just have them take some damage and die, do what DPS they can. But a great attack, full SCVs pulled off the line, mineral gathering stopped completely at the natural, as Noblesse tries to come in and take down this Protoss army. I really think he'll be more than capable of doing so. But a lot of damage has been done. Oh, that's the button we're looking for. 18 workers killed by HuK. You can see this mineral line is empty, this mineral line very not empty. Bring up the income tab, 42 to 34, and HuK just surging ahead in minerals. You'd expect it to be the other way around, considering mule possibilities. Now the Observer is here, and he will be able to follow around Noblesse's army. Proxy piling going to supply block HuK for just a little bit, taking out the rocks because, you know what, we're here, why not? And the thing is, HuK is actually down. He's got 5 Stalkers and 8 Zealots. I see the 3 here. I don't quite see where the rest of the army is. Oh, they've all been up here. Perhaps a drop was fended off and I completely lost it. We do have a very essential +1 coming in for the Terran infantry. I think the 2-2 will be where the bio ball really begins to shine. The Observer was sniped out of there as a comm site goes down to take him. And the robotics bay has begun. That Colossus is going to be a must-have to dice up this army. However, with so many zealots here, this is quite a large number of zealots that would be able to really get up in the face of the Biobomb. Now this is great by Noblesse, moving one group up top just to cause a little bit of harass from the top, force HuK to split up his army. You can see he's grouping them all together. And the factory actually planning to land. This is interesting. Perhaps to slow the zealots, to cause them to be a little misfocused for a bit. It gets taken out too quickly though. Guardian Shield going up. And Noblesse is able to snipe out probably the robotics bay. HuK splitting up his army and warping in some zealots. Take up the Marauders on the low ground, on the high ground. On the low ground, this Immortal always going to get sniped down. It was going to do so much damage to the Marauders. This is pre 1.4, so it does have the range of 5. However, Noblesse is really pushing into here, and I think he's going to be able to take this. HuK is not going to be able to hold through all this. There's just so much of the Bio Army. Another stem going down. GG, says HuK, as he drops out of the game, surrendering to his opponent. Units dying before they could even fully warp in. And Noblesse getting that early economic match to HuK. I wouldn't call it an advantage for that first match, and he did defend by losing his entire mineral line, but he was able to resupply all of that very quickly, reproduce all the SCVs, and counter with a strong army bioforce, not even with that +1 finishing. So we will move right into Game 3 in this best of 3 series. Again, this is from MOG Raleigh, so if you already know, we'll move on to another series you may not know, or watch Game 3 if you really just love it that much. I will see you in whatever game you choose.